Good afternoon, friends, or whatever time you may be watching this from. I hope you're having a great day or have had a great day. I want to come on here and show you guys how to use the Scentsy Fragrance Flower. You can see my display back here has a couple of them in it, and I am using the one that was in our Scentsy whiff box from last month. I'm filming in October, so this was the September whiff box, but fragrance flowers are available on our website all the time. And this one is Golden Sunflower Fields. Sorry, I can't talk today. So number one thing to know is the newer version of our fragrance flowers comes in separate boxes. When we first introduced fragrance flowers, they were in a one box, so you may still find those out at vendor events or cash and carry situations. But if you order from a consultant website today, hopefully mine, you're going to find that it's going to come in separate boxes, okay? The flower box and the jar of oil box. So I'm going to open up this one first, and then I will set it aside and open the other one. So just super simple, open it up. You're going to find this little ring in here. Make sure you take that out. Yes, we will be using it. And voila, this is the jar of oil. Just for the record, this is a colored oil. Some of our flowers come colored with colored oil. Some of them are just plain, and the flowers are white. So first thing you're going to want to do is this is wrapped in cello just as an extra measure of safety to prevent spillage. There is a perforated line there. Let's see if we can get it to work. We all know these don't always work, and because I'm on camera, it's probably not going to. But we shall see. So it's not coming perfectly, but it did get started, and it's going to make a mess, of course. But I'm doing this live and real, so y'all know what it's like. And if you don't have patience, you can always use scissors. So I got that going. I'm going to pause there, set this aside. I've got the ring set aside, and let's go for box number 2. Open it up. And it looks a little weird. You see nothing but the tail. So let's go ahead and pull that extra box out. That's just to keep the flower safe. Our flowers are made from what's called sola wood. And our fragrance flowers basically act like a reed diffuser. So this is fragranced oil. Like I said, it's our golden sunflower fields. And then this basically acts like the wick. So I've got it open. I'm going to leave it in there just for protective purposes. And I'm going to kind of show you. I'm going to bring my microphone a little bit closer so hopefully you can hear me. Open that carefully. If you're messy like I am, just use care. And then when you get it open, there's another protection in here for keeping that oil in the jar. And I'm using my fingernail right now. I have been known to use scissors. I'm not going to lie, it's not always the easiest. I'm actually going to grab some scissors. It's not always the easiest to get open. And that's not a bad thing. That means it's been kept closed and sealed. And watch me not be able to open it just because I'm on camera. So I am just going around it with the scissors, not using safety measures at all. So probably not a task you're going to want your kids to be doing. For two purposes. One, if you have to use scissors, obviously they need to stay safe. And two, there's a solid chance it pops off and makes a mess. I've done that myself. Oh, there we go. So that got it lifted finally. And I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes I get a little oil on my fingers, and that's okay. I just go wash it off. There we go. So, popped off, not a big deal. Not, I could smell it, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of damage. Just gonna throw that in my box. Then you want to put your ring on here. And it just screws on. And it's just kind of an extra, it makes it look better for one thing. And just a little place for the flower to rest. And then you want to carefully remove the flower from the box. Now, the box does come apart fairly well. If you want to go that route, if you want to be like extra careful. maybe open one side and then you can pull it out, or maybe you're opening both, whatever. I'm not super fancy about that. But so there is a wire in there that helps it keep its shape. But here's one thing that a lot of people miss. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a piece of paper right there. You want to remove that piece of paper because that's going to help your flower soak up the oil better and faster, and maybe not even faster, it just soaks it up better. I have had people just say, okay, so it's been in the oil but it's not absorbing, what's going on? And I have to ask, did you take the paper piece off? And they're like, oh, there's a paper piece. So again, it's not hard to remove. It's not like stuck, but now that's gone, and this frays out a little bit, and that's okay because it's just going to go in the oil. And literally you can shape it if you want to shape it a little bit, and then it literally just goes right in there. If you don't want to shape it, you can leave it unshapen and just stick it down in so that it's close to the top. And you can see the wick is in there. It will take a little bit of time to start to absorb and start to smell good. Because this oil is tinted with a color, the color is going to be part of the final product on the flower, and it just adds a little something extra to it. And I'll show you a couple back here. This was a blue oil in this one. Obviously it's been, I think I did this one in August, I think. It still smells good when you get close to it. I wouldn't say that it has a lot of throw. If it was a really small space, it might have a little bit of throw, or if you had it up where somebody's like passing by it and there's like a wind, a breeze that goes across it, even if it's just the breeze of you walking by. And this was a blue oil, so it was a blue flower, and now as the oil dries out, this is what it fades to. It kind of looks like faded denim, which I really like. I'm probably about ready. These are pretty dry. We had a really dry season, so it didn't take this one long to dry out. But I've actually got a wire wreath hanging on my office door, and I add my used fragrance flowers to that and just see how long it takes me to grow it. And then this is one I've had for a really long time, and it got some damage because I used it as a display for a while. So it had some damage, and I'll be honest, there's been some bugs that were attracted to it apparently that are sitting on there. But this was a clear oil, or a super pale oil, so the flower stayed white as it came in. Now, if you get an oil in that's not colored, but you want some color because you want to, because of where you're putting it, you can absolutely take a permanent marker and edge anywhere you want to, just the edges of the flowers. And as the oil spreads into the flower, it will spread out and it will color your flower that way. It's actually kind of fun to do a DIY color your flower party and then to share over time what it looks like. Because it's really fun to do with kids, because you can teach them about color if you want to. And it's just fun for them to watch and see how it spreads out on the flowers. But that's all there is to it. That's how we put together our fragrance flowers. And yeah, by the end of today it's already working on absorbing. Just so you know, you can see that oil has already just about made its way up that wick. That was just a little piece of wood. To be honest, it tore a little bit, but it's fine. It still looks good. It still looks cute. It's still totally usable. And I have had this in and out of the box a couple of times, so it's probably my fault. But yeah, that will sit there and absorb over time, and I will take a picture and post it on our Instagram. Again, this is like October 7th of 2025. So if you want to check on it, go check the gram at Pratt Scent Biz to see its progress over the next week or two. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. And if you want any more information about fragrance flowers, I put a link to order in the description. And if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day. Bye-bye.